What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Rundown Podcast, Charleston's own gaming news and information podcast. We do this every week. We break down every news article and gaming-related thing that's happened in the last week. As you can tell, it's a little bit different this week. We're missing our beautiful host, Michael. He's attending a wedding, so unfortunately, he left it to Evan and I. So here we are. But I'm super excited. We've got a very special guest, and I'm super excited to have her here, Miss Lnarious herself. Say hi.
Hello. Hi,
guys. So how's everybody's week been? Everybody good?
I'm good.
Good?
Yeah. I've beaten Remnant so many times, it seems like. That's pretty much been like my entire weekend. It's great.
Lnarious, what have you been doing this week?
Mostly like working on websites and content and stream setups and more content.
I gotcha. What are you playing?
This week we kind of just did like a lot of chill stuff, but we've been doing Breath of the Wild, and probably next week I'm gonna go back to Sekiro and Spider-Man. Maybe nice. Some more Breath of the Wild. There's so many things I'm playing right now. I can't keep track.
Yeah, I totally.
I love Breath of the Wild. I could not bring myself to get Sekiro. Yeah.
Why?
Because I forced myself through Bloodborne, and it was the most painful experience I made myself go through.
Bloodborne is one of my favorite games.
I mean, it's a great game, but I almost broke my controller.
Oh no.
Yeah, I played Bloodborne for like 10 minutes, and I was like, nope, I'm just gonna install this because I'm miserable right now.
Oh my god, it was so much fun.
Very first thing you do is die. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's like immediate.
Yep.
Evan,
that's fun.
I know you've been doing Remnant all week because I have too. So, is there anything else that you've turned on other than that?
I don't think so, actually. I think it's just been like pretty much a Remnant weekend. Oh, I did today. I bought Warhammer Vermintide 2 last night. So I downloaded that, and I did like the prologue and a random level. That's pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's going to be the next endeavor. I got some people that want to play that. Britt and Aldo from Not Your Parents GNS, they play. So that'll be exciting.
Nice. I've never played. Yeah,
I saw some gameplay of it. It looks pretty neat. I don't know if my PC can handle anything more than what it's got going on right now. Right. So I'm just happy that I can actually run Remnant and stream it at the same time.
That's
so
true.
But yeah, so that's all I've been doing was Remnant. Played Subnautica a little bit.
I saw you were playing that.
I was really intrigued by it. I don't usually do like a lot of like survival base building games, but this one really intrigued me, so I wanted to pick it up, and I wound up just switching it to creator mode because I'm terrible at survival games, and I realized that.
I like Minecraft in creative mode. I've played it in survival mode a couple times, but it's mostly just creative mode, so I can build houses.
Right.
So are people using like the creative mode in Minecraft mostly to like do like this huge elaborate?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
yeah, those are the big ones.
Yeah, because I saw like they did like Hogwarts and they did some Lord of the Rings stuff.
I tried. It didn't go well.
Because you're doing like block by block, right? Like one little block here, one little no.
And my spatial awareness is horrible. So I was like, oh, this is about a square, and I'd get done, and it's just this weird like.
It's a circle.
Shape thing, yeah.
But nope, not in Minecraft. It's not.
Nope.
Everything's a square.
Everything.
That's hilarious. That's awesome, guys. Any special things going on outside of gaming in your lives that you want to talk about?
I should find out this week if I get that new position at work, which
Nice.
would move me to the morning shift, so I would be like a normal member of society.
Hmm.
And I'd get sunlight and stuff, which the doctor says is important.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
So.
Yeah, I heard that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You'll be among the land of the living again, so that'll be good.
Yep.
So, Lnarious, what about you?
Not really. I mean, like the streaming and content stuff is kind of my full-time job now. So the gaming is, I think, intertwined with that. So pretty much just, I mean, I've come up with a bunch of really cool new ideas for content for February. So I'm like, my mind's been busy with that, if that counts.
No, absolutely. I was really impressed because almost immediately after last week's podcast, we jumped right into having a Team Tosca website that you created, and it's absolutely beautiful and amazing. So if you guys go to teamtosca.com, it's got everything about Team Tosca. It's got its members, and the Rundown podcast actually has its own section on there. So if you want to be in the seat that Lnarious is in, not the physical one, but the space on the Discord, you can just click on the link on that channel. It'll direct you to our Twitter page, and you can contact us directly, and we can get that signed up. Or hit me up on Discord.
I just posted a link to teamtosca.com in the chat.
That's amazing. It's such a good website. I love it.
It looks really nice.
So I guess other than that, like me, I'm moving up to a full-time management position in February.
Nice, dude. Congrats.
How's your anxiety?
What?
It's it's rough, man, because like it's not anything different than what I've already been doing.
That sucks.
But like it's an increase in hours worked with slight increase in pay, but I don't even know if it's going to be an increase in pay. It's going to be more of a steady pay, so I won't be running on commission anymore. It's just going to be straight salary.
Well, that'll be like more stable.
Yeah, that's
like less stressful in that way, for sure.
Exactly, and that's like what I've always wanted in that job, is because like ever since I started it was always like commission, and then like we had a salary check.
Yeah.
But now it's going to be like, oh, hey, I can actually plan accordingly my finances and not worry about like if I sold X amount of units this month or whatever. So that's cool. So I'm excited about that.
Nice. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, we'll see. If he makes me cut the mustache off, I'll be really upset.
Oh, not the stash,
man.
Not the stash.
Could you imagine though? It'd just be like, I wouldn't even be I am the Hefe anymore. It'd just be like, oh, that's Jeff. Like my whole identity would be
that I hope so.
All right, well, cool deal, guys. I'm really excited. We're gonna switch it up a little bit. Not too much of a variation of what we usually do. But I thought it would be cool that Lnarious actually got to get involved in reading some of the articles and kind of getting us interested in what she's talking about, and then going from there. So I'm really excited about that part.
Me too.
If you guys are ready, you want to jump into it?
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's do the first article of the week. And Lnarious, why don't you start us off, dude?
All right. So, in an attempt to secure exclusives for the original Xbox, Microsoft unsuccessfully talked about acquiring EA, Square, Mortal Kombat, publisher Midway, and even Nintendo. So before it found the unexpected trump card of Bungie and Halo. In a fascinating Bloomberg oral history about the creation of the original Xbox that contains a lot more of Bill Gates shouting at people than you might expect. Multiple Microsoft executives discussed the company's attempts of ad acquisitions. The first company approached was EA, which, due to its dominance in the industry at the time, team members apparently called the Snow White to the rest of the industry Seven Dwarves. Then head of business development Bob McBreen says the answer was no thanks before Microsoft turned to Nintendo. Steve made us go meet with Nintendo to see if they would consider being acquired, explains the director of third-party relationships, Kevin Bachus? Bachus?
It is now.
Yeah. They just laughed their asses off. Like, imagine an hour of somebody just laughing at you. That was kind of how the Nintendo meeting went.
That's like table at my house.
It's like they're meeting with Kanye. They're like, nah.
Yeah, dude. That's fucking hilarious. Sorry.
You're good. All right, so it seems the teams met more than once, with McBreen adding, "We actually had Nintendo in our building in January of 2000 to work the details of a joint venture where we gave them all the technical specs of the Xbox. The pitch was their hardware stunk, and compared to Sony PlayStation, it did. So the idea was, listen, you're much better at game portions of it with Mario and all that stuff. So why don't you let us take care of the hardware," but it didn't work out. McBreen also discusses that a potential Square takeover went as far as Microsoft providing a letter of intent to buy the company. "The next day," he continues, "we're sitting in their boardroom and they said, 'Our banker would like to make a statement.' And basically the banker said, 'Square cannot go through with this deal because the price is too low.' We packed up, went home, and that was the end of Square." Fatefully, during this time, Microsoft had also received a call from Bungie inquiring about an acquisition. And from that call came Halo, almost inarguably Xbox's most iconic franchise, and helping cement what Xbox would become as a result.
Hmm.
I didn't know all that.
Yeah,
I didn't know all that.
I for real thought this was current for a while.
Yeah, I did too. Like, I hadn't heard about it as a thing until now. So.
That's interesting.
Dude, Microsoft is just getting, I don't know, it's just like, just wanting their fingers in everything, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean,
I get it, but
I'm just confused. Why is this just now becoming, like, a big deal, though? Do you know what I mean?
there probably just hasn't really been much news, so they were like, "Yo, you remember that time?"
I guess.
Yeah. Hey, we talked about that one time. Do you remember that, dude? That one time that we went in there and got made fun of? And the dude's like, "Oh," he's like, "Yeah, man, I remember that. That was a good time."
What do you think would have happened if, like, they had actually acquired Nintendo? Like,
I don't know.
We probably wouldn't have the Switch, right? Like.
Yeah, but, like, what about Zelda? That's all I care about. What about Zelda?
Yeah, we wouldn't have had Breath of the Wild, most likely. It would have been,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It would have been like a Skyrim extension, like DLC.
No.
Dude, I'm pretty sure, like, in the Switch version of the Elder Scrolls of Skyrim, you can get, there's like a chest you can get with, like, Link's outfit and stuff.
What?
Yeah.
I played Skyrim on Xbox.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Yes, I think that's what I played it on too, like way back in like 2000 whatever.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah,
though.
actually, I played it on Xbox too.
Yeah, but I can almost guarantee we wouldn't have 97% of the stuff that we have from Nintendo right now. Like it would. I feel like Microsoft would have just eaten it all up, and then turned it into their own thing.
Yeah, I agree.
So luckily, didn't happen. But
yeah,
never know, dude.
I wonder.
I am curious, like, how much they offered them.
Nintendo don't care. They're stubborn as shit.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Like in year 2000 money?
Yeah.
I
want to know.
Probably not as much as it would be today. I mean, how much was Nintendo worth back then, though? Like, there wasn't.
No idea.
They didn't have a lot going on. That's probably why they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, before the Switch, like, yeah, they were coming out with some new shit, but it wasn't like super innovative, and it wasn't just like, wow, and people were like, oh, this is a fucking dying company because they won't release any of their shit with any of the other platforms, and then all of a sudden they're just like, Switch, and fucking blew back up,
I didn't like the Wii U, though. That was, in my opinion, like, epic fail. I never had it. I had the Wii, which I didn't like that much either. It's like, I get it, but...
I mean, Wii was kind of weird. This is like the I wouldn't say it was an introductory into VR, but it kind of was. Like, it was more of an interactive thing. So, I mean, the Wii was fine. I didn't play the Wii U. I didn't even...
I never... I played it once with a friend, but I never owned it.
Yeah, I had, like, the first Wii, and then I was just like, okay. My cat chewed through the fucking cable, and I was like, it's broken.
We're done here.
Yep.
Oh.
But that's it's good. It's good that they dodged that bullet and
Yeah, I
it
think so.
did nothing but benefit us. So that's good.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, well, yeah, dude.
All right, so I guess we'll go to the next one then, yeah?
Yeah, yep, number 2.
All right. Sony discontinues the PS4 Pro and all but one model of the PS4 in Japan. Sony's aiming to build more PS5s, which, I mean, should have done that in the first place. Sony
Hindsight,
Japan,
right?
Yeah, hindsight. Hindsight 2020. Sony Japan has reportedly announced that it will end production of the PS4 Pro and will only continue to produce one model of the PS4. It's not clear at the time of this writing whether this policy extends to Western markets. GameWatch reports that Sony has discontinued all models of the PS4 Pro and all but one model of the PS4 Slim, with the original PS4 design already out of active production. The only PS4 that will remain in production is a 500GB jet black Slim design. The move has been taken so that Sony Interactive Entertainment can increase production of the PS5, which has seen major stock shortages since launch.
Imagine.
Yeah, they're like, we made 500. That should be good.
That's enough, right? That's enough.
That's like when you give your kids going out money. Like,
Yeah.
Here's $5.
Yeah. Like,
Go to the movies.
what?
Yeah.
What?
You're like, it's a weekend trip, and you gave me a fucking 20, dude.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Crazy.
They've seen major stock shortages since launch, not least in the US, where it had the biggest console launch month in the country's history. So far, the move has only been announced in Japan, and it's unclear whether Sony's Western arms will follow suit. IGN has reached out for comment, but received no response at the time of publication. It wouldn't be a hugely surprising move. The PS4 Pro retails at the same $399 price point as the PS5 Digital Edition, and with Sony hoping to transition from last gen to new gen within 3 years, the company will be hoping to bolster the numbers of PS5 console owners as quickly as possible. Xbox also made a similar move ahead of the release of the Xbox Series X and S. The Xbox One X and Xbox Series S Digital Edition were both discontinued in July of 2020. That doesn't mean PS4 owners will go without games, however. Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO Jim Ryan has repeatedly said that it's crucial to continue serving the older console's huge player base until at least 2022. As part of that support, major PlayStation exclusives such as Horizon Forbidden West will continue to receive PS4 versions at release.
I mean, that's good.
Yeah, so I mean, I pretty much agree with all that. You know, you start phasing in the next generation, but you need to have that little grace period for people to kind of catch up, especially when you have shortages of the product. You know?
The thing that stood out to me the most was what they said, like the surprising thing, but it's surprising to me, is that they're keeping the PS4 Pro at the same price as the PS5 Digital, which, like, I get it, but at the same time, like, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what
I mean, like, you can't keep that the same price for a 7 or actually probably 6-year-old console.
Yeah, like what?
Yep. But I mean, that's the point we're at now, right? Like, it's a phasing out period and a phasing in. So, like, stuff like this is going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 3-4 years from now, they won't even be able to sell. Like, there's not going to be a PS4 sold anywhere in the world. Unless it's like used.
That's probably, I would say, a compromise, right? Because I'm sure that they could sell the PS5 digital version a lot more than that if they wanted to. So I guess that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things. Like, we'll just have to. It's not. I don't think it's going to affect the market either way. Like, they're going to gravitate towards the newer console because it's what's readily available, right? They're going to make compromises. So
yeah.
Them phasing out the older systems, I'm not even worried about it. I got mine. You know.
Yeah, I mean, even just looking from a consumer standpoint, at this point it makes more sense to buy the PS5 instead of the PS4 Pro because like the support's only going to be provided until for so long. You know, it's I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't support dying technology. Like there's
Yeah,
just
I
no
mean,
way.
you can
I mean,
keep
you
playing,
can,
you
but
can
it'd be
keep playing
stupid.
shit, but you're kind of at a standstill, you know, because eventually games will not be supported on the PS4, so
Yeah.
you'll be stuck in a time period basically of games.
The only thing is like the PS5 doesn't really have that many exclusives right now, so it's just like, why did I buy the PlayStation 5 if I don't have, like, that's the only thing that like needs to
Yeah.
get worked on.
Right, but you have one, right?
Yeah, like I don't own it, but yeah.
I mean, how do you feel about it though? Like, I mean, is it like a significant upgrade from the PS4?
Yes, it is. And like the game, like Spider-Man, is really the only one I play that's like for the PS5. And it's great. Like it's really nice. The controller is, I think, the biggest difference to me because it has so like the triggers, they're normal triggers, but they have the haptic feedback, right? So when you're pulling a bow and arrow, it feels different than if you're like shooting a gun. That's really freaking cool.
Yeah.
But it adds an increased level of difficulty to every game.
Right. I saw like a really cool feature. We talked about it before. There was a game, I can't remember what it was called, but like the gun would jam, and so like the trigger would log, so you couldn't even pull the trigger if the gun was jammed up. I thought that was super neat.
Playing zombies with it is really creepy.
Stupid me would be like, my fucking controller's broken.
Oh god, no! And you just like jam it back anyway.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Damn.
You're not the boss of me.
Yeah.
Tell me what to do.
All right, number 3, and this is kind of a sad story. I hate to bring the mood down, but Jared Nandon, which if you guys don't know who it is, he's the World of Warcraft South Park cosplayer. He passed away. Goes on. BlizzCon host Michelle Morrow, who met Nandon in 2013, shared the news on Twitter Sunday afternoon, adding that Nandon had died due to COVID-19. Quote, today, the Warcraft and greater Blizzard community lost one of its sweetest souls to COVID-19. I met Jared in 2013 when I asked to take a photo with him and stupidly grabbed and broke the Rockstar energy drink glued to his desk. I was mortified and Jared couldn't stop laughing. I felt awful, but he gave me a hug and we became friends. In 2014, my first year hosting the convention, we met up and recreated the moment we first met. Jared had a fantastic sense of humor and was an advocate for cosplayers, body acceptance, and positivity. I always enjoyed seeing him online and at conventions throughout the years. Jared was one of the fucking best. It's not fair. Rest in peace, Jared. You beautiful soul. BlizzCon won't be the same without you. Thank you for making an impact on my life and so many others. Tonight we raised our thumb drives of the Sword of a Thousand Truths in your honor. We will never forget you. Nandon rose to viral fame for his 2013 cosplay of That Which Has No Life, the unkempt antagonist of South Park's World of Warcraft episode Make Love Not Warcraft. Members of the Blizzard community are mourning Nandon by posting photos of them holding up their Sword of a Thousand Truths, a reference to the same South Park episode.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie.
How old was he?
That's one of my favorite South Park episodes.
Yeah, for sure. Because it was like a 2-parter, right? If I remember correctly, like or maybe not like a 2-parter, but it was like a longer episode.
How old was he?
See if I can look that up real quick.
Yeah, because he was the guy that was like fucking him up in the game.
Yeah.
And like they just were slaying chickens and shit to try to like get powerful enough to kill him. Yeah.
He was 40 years old.
Oh my god.
Yeah, in the episode, every time the kids would try to play the game, or anybody like in the world, like he was like the most powerful character, so he would just kill everyone, and it like permanently like kills your character, so you have to start back over at 0. So they all kill chickens and shit until like they just grind and grind and grind, and like Cartman has like a shit bucket, and like it's terrible.
I have not seen that episode.
Oh, it's so good.
It's probably out of like the 20-something years that they've been doing South Park, that one's still on everybody's top list of best South Park episodes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's so good.
Yeah. So I mean, our condolences to his family. It sucks. It always sucks to lose anyone, but especially someone as prolific as he was inside the community.
Young.
Definitely, and
So
super
young.
young, dude.
Yeah.
Super young. I hate it. But yeah, dude. If I don't know if there's any sort of place to go to like pay respects or anything, but if there is, do so. If you feel like you want to or whatever. But yeah, dude, that sucks, man.
That's super sad.
Yeah. All right. Damn. All right. I feel bad. Like I brought the bad news. I need to. Let's hop back into some normal news. And I feel this. Let me just get through this Valve one. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Valve is recruiting psychologists to craft new gaming experiences and technologies. It goes on to say, Steam is the epitome of PC gaming for Valve's library and game staples like Left 4 Dead, Half-Life, Portal, and Team Fortress. While the company took a long hiatus from marketing games, the storefront has never stopped evolving and improving. But it looks like with the return of Half-Life Alex, that the company is preparing for a big future ahead. Which, have you guys played that or seen that?
I wanted to play Portal, but none of the other ones. I haven't played any of the other ones. I played Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, I played Left 4 Dead. I feel like I played Team Fortress, but I don't remember.
I really wanted to play Portal.
That sounds familiar.
That's all I remember is I wanted to play it.
Yeah, because I remember like Portal is huge, and like the AI is like super like mean or like evil. Yeah. So in a recent job posting for Valve, it was noted that the company is actively looking to hire at least one psychologist to help craft new gaming experience and technologies going forward. Valve is an entertainment and technology company driven to design and deliver world-class entertainment experiences to customers. We hire people with broad skill sets who also exhibit deep expertise. Psychologists at Valve contribute to a wide variety of initiatives across the company and are trusted to prioritize their work in collaboration with peers. It's a little creepy, right?
Yeah. Like, okay, I'm glad. Like, I thought it was just me. All right, cool.
Yeah. That's okay. So I'm not alone. Evan, are you a little creeped out by that, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like how deep is Valve gonna go? Like, Lord of mercy. All right, looks like there's some bullet points for the job listing. Craft compelling gameplay experiences for future Valve titles. Provide insight on human behavior to improve customer experiences on Steam. Conduct statistical analysis on Valve's gameplay, financial, and company data to identify patterns of behavior. Research compelling new hardware technologies. Design experiments. There it is. To evaluate various gameplay hypotheses and design choices. Improve existing playtesting methodologies. Develop innovative ways of acquiring data to answer questions about Valve's products and business practices. Wow, dude. Wow.
What the fuck?
Innovative ways of acquiring data.
Yeah, like, so are they gonna use the camera to do like face scans, or like how does that work?
Dude,
we're talking about some real Big Brother shit,
right? Well, it's not just that. It's more so of the idea of using a psychologist, which should be, in my opinion, somebody who wants to like help improve the mental well-being of people, and they're trying to manipulate that into increased profits. Like, that's what it sounds like to me.
Right.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. Like,
yeah,
like how they want to bring them in to figure out a way to market to, I guess, other avenues that haven't been tapped yet, right? Like,
yeah.
That's fucking insane.
I mean, again, like I can understand the mindset, think out of the box. We want to connect with people. And it could be the opposite, playing devil advocate. It could be they're trying to bring a psychologist in to ensure that their games aren't addictive in like a bad way. It could be a positive thing and we're just misinterpreting it.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, I doubt it because it's a company that's big and wants to make money. But I'm just saying it could be the opposite. Like,
it's kind of the way that the world's going, though. It's like it's a trade-off. Like,
yeah,
you sacrifice your data for convenience, entertainment.
Right. Like, how much data do you sacrifice to like put your debit card on Valve, right? Or not Valve, but like Steam or Epic or something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, and like now, especially with like password managers, you're giving that person or that like company or whatever everything.
Mm-hmm.
Credit cards, like addresses, passwords, logins, like everything. So.
Right. And like, just imagine like you putting all your trust of your private information onto the internet and trusting one person or whoever controls that to like not leak it. Right? Like, they got it tapped, man. I see what they're doing, but yeah, that's for new gaming experiences and improvements for the storefront, it's not uncommon to rope in a person with a psychological background when looking at consumer behavior and what people are wanting out of a particular service. Just read tweets, dude. It's not hard. With Epic Games Store also
listen to the community.
Yeah, we'll tell you, dude. You don't need a psychologist. You're spending all this extra money for no reason.
Right, like how much money do you think that position would be paying? Like a ton of money.
Right, yeah, because it's like it's a medical thing, right? So yeah, they
Jeez, especially for a big company. God.
Mm-hmm.
You know it.
With Epic Games Store also upping their game with a better cut for developers and a constant rotation of free games for players, more competition is a good thing. Because it's pushing the previously comfy Steam to constantly improve and not stay stagnant out of a place of market dominance. Again, social media exists. Just read that, dude.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that would require them doing the research, and I think that's what they don't want to do. Like,
yeah.
Because that psychologist might use the tweets and the, Reddit and stuff for their research if they're smart about it.
Yeah, Sean pointed out a couple keywords here. With Epic Games also upping their game with a better cut for developers. So yeah, I don't know.
Everything's a money game, dude.
Everything.
Like as much as we want to point out that a company is listening to the player base and they're making games for us, they're not. I mean, they are, but like, there's got to be some money involved, right? Unless you're Hello Games, but. There's always some sort of bigger narrative that we aren't privy to, and I think that's kind of what this is like, just a company tapping into the psychological know-how of how a market demographic works, right? And that's just kind of like what they'd rather focus on than like, hey, what is 360 no scope _ x whatever think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's whatever, man. I just work here.
So with that, Ubisoft Plus subscription service is rumored to join Xbox Game Pass. Game Pass is a stellar subscription service that Microsoft offers that allows players instant access to many different games for no additional charge, as well as day one access for first-party titles. As the digital library continues to grow, it looks like more Ubisoft titles could be on the way for Game Pass members, at least according to a new rumor that states that Ubisoft Play is joining the Microsoft service. The Ubisoft branded subservice currently gives players access to a wide variety of the studio's library at no additional cost outside of the monthly fee. It's very similar to that of Game Pass, with the inclusion of EA Play for Game Pass Ultimate. It looks like the Ubi-focused service could be the latest to be added into the Microsoft bundle. The rumors originated with Twitter user at IdleSloth84 from Xbox Worlds that alleges the Ubisoft Plus merge into the Xbox Game Pass offer alongside a plethora of other rumors, including a possible Sega Microsoft acquisition, Live Gold being dropped in favor of Game Pass with 2 free games each month, no longer being reliant on a service, and much more. While neither Ubisoft or Microsoft have addressed the rumors as of yet. But that'd be cool. I'm into that.
Interesting. I
Jeff,
haven't been... What?
Jeff, are you saying something?
Shit, sorry, I had it muted.
There
Sorry. What are our overall thoughts on multiple different Game Passes?
I mean, it's the same thing. Like we got rid of cable to get Netflix, and then now there's so many services that we're paying so much for these. It's almost like paying for cable, So it's kind of getting that way with the video game world too. You got the Xbox Game Pass, you got Ubisoft, Origin. They have their own like EA thing, So we're starting to get more and more services. Like eventually, that's going to add up. But I mean, there are a shit ton of games on there, so I mean, as long as you can balance it out money wise and like you're still playing.
I mean, I'm just personally tired of so many different things.
Yeah.
Like, not even just the money piece of it, just like having to log into everything.
Yeah.
So, but I personally don't really do anything with Xbox anymore. So
I'm pretty cool with it. It depends actually, because like I have Game Pass for PC, and then I have Ubisoft subscription service that I'm paying for. Because I felt like I could beat Valhalla way faster that way. So it's like $15.
I still need to play that.
It's like $15 for the thing for the month versus me buying the like deluxe edition of the game, which is like $120. So like,
jeez,
$15 a month, I can beat it before that $15 would equal the amount of the game. So I just got the subsidy.
That's smart.
Yeah, but you don't get the cool like necklace or whatever the fuck comes with it, right?
Why?
Well, it's the way they're doing their shit is you get pretty much everything. Like you get all the DLCs, all the expansions. So like that's cool. They're not really like holding anything back. And if you decide to buy the game, you can, and all your stuff will still be there. So like I can do it this way and then get the game on a sale one day if I want it.
Yeah, like Logic Bomb said, the reason I don't like the digital movies and everything nowadays, you don't own the game.
Yeah.
And like if that subscription service shuts down or changes, you're screwed.
Yep.
Right.
So.
Because they constantly take stuff off that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like a lot of people had Netflix just for The Office, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that the Office moved over to, now that their contract ran out with Netflix, and they went over to Peacock. Now like everybody's like, fuck it, I don't need Netflix anymore. Like that was the only reason I had it.
Yep.
Pretty much. So I don't know. It's a very mixed bag because like the streaming service itself has to figure out what content they want to have on a permanent basis and what they want to rotate in and out, right? To keep that fan base happy, and then also like the consumer basis, like they got to pick and choose which ones they use because like this one might have this game or like this one might have like a PlayStation game might have certain content as opposed to the Xbox version of it, right? So it's a very it's a very back and forth thing in my opinion. So I mean, like I'm okay with the Game Pass as long as like it's not wonky as shit. Like PS Now is wonky as shit, right? Xbox Game Pass is a little bit more stable. So as far as Game Passes go, I'd probably gravitate more towards that, even though I don't play Xbox. But just as like my mindset, I feel, Game Pass would be better.
I think it's a nice option for those that can't afford to spring $60 every couple weeks when a fucking game comes out. So, I mean, in that sense, I think it's a great idea, but, I'm fortunate enough that if I see a game and I want it, I can just get it.
Right.
So I mean, I think it's a cool thing, especially when they're starting to come together. You know, instead of being so fucking separated.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass, man. Like if everybody works together, you know. It's,
what would be your ideal price point for a game service? Like as far as like if they had every game that came out, right? Like what would your ideal Game Pass subscription price be?
I mean, if they
For
had
me,
shit.
I was gonna say for me, as long as it was at least less than or equal to the cost of buying one game a month.
Yeah. So you
Like the equivalent of that or less.
right. So you would be okay with paying like $50-$60 a month for a Game Pass.
If I was like really into playing and like I knew I would play at least one game a month, yeah. Although 2 games a month would be better, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like hypothetically, if it had like all the games, like even exclusives, like if I could play all the PlayStation exclusives on PC, I'd 100% pay $60 a month.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true too. Yeah.
I mean, because if you look at PlayStation, we pay what $60 a year now for PlayStation Plus, and we get 2 to 4 games free every month, right? So I mean,
And they're sometimes good.
sometimes. Lately, they've been a little like they keep putting in things on PlayStation Plus that are already on PS Now, but like the difference between a PS Now game and an actual PlayStation Plus game is like the controls are how they're supposed to be and not PS Now setup controls. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed that too when I did that shit.
Yeah, like you get the actual game on PS Plus instead.
Can't you just remap the controller?
Can you do that on a PlayStation controller?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
I always just suffered with whatever it was.
I know you can with the Xbox controller.
Yeah, because they have like a lot of games have certain maps that you can do.
Yeah.
I know if like you could individually map each button. I mean, you might be able to on certain games, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that I've noticed. Like as long as your service isn't overpriced like shit, you have a good selection, and if you work together with other platforms, people are gonna love it way more. Like Epic and Steam, like games that have crossplay between those 2 platforms, as opposed to games that like strictly one. Fuck that. That sucks.
Yeah, I agree. There've been a lot of games I want to play with people, and they're like, I have it on this, and then I have it on something else. I'm like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, damn it.
I mean, like, so how would you feel if everything went to crossplay though? Like because that doesn't really give you that much exclusivity anymore. You know?
Yeah.
I'm a
you might
fan
get
of
certain
it.
things.
Sony may not like it, but fuck.
Well, they're the only ones putting out really good exclusives
I mean,
anyway.
you
So.
can have the like exclusive single player games, you know, but anything that's going to be multiplayer, you're just being a dick. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's my opinion. Like, keep your single player games. Nobody cares, they're single player, but multiplayer, I think they'd get more people into their ring, not less.
Yeah, I think crossplay needs to become like the norm. It needs to be in every multiplayer game because we're all sick of your shit.
Slaps.
Because you're segregating the community, whether you think you are or not. Like
exactly.
Like let's just take for instance, Evan. You play Killing Floor with Not Your Parents, right?
Yeah.
I know Luna plays it and Kyle plays it, but you guys all play on PC, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a dumbass.
Yes. I've been telling
Obviously.
you that for years.
That's what 13 years gets you, folks. And I bought it for PS4 for whatever reason. In the back of my head, I thought it was going to be crossplay, right? And it's not. So like now, I've purchased this game. I have nobody to play it with on PS4. No. So now I'm just stuck with this game that luckily was like $15, but all my friends that I want to play it with, and the reason I bought this game are on PC. Dude. So like I can't navigate back over and play with them, So it just kind of it's a splitting of the community that I'm not a huge fan of. So hopefully at some point, one day, maybe possibly in the future,
All right.
Maybe dinosaur, please.
So this also begs the question: how do you feel about streaming platforms like Stadia or like GeForce Now?
I'm sorry, what? What are those?
Stadia
Stadia
or
and GeForce Now.
The
I know,
streaming
joking.
streaming platforms.
I'm joking.
Don't.
Do we know anybody that has Stadia or GeForce Now? Anybody in chat have it?
Personally, I don't know anybody with it.
I have it.
Oh, imagine.
Don't yell at me.
Perfect. Tell us, because
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Well, it's a pain in the ass. I haven't actually been able to use it yet because setting it up is bullshit. But I mean, like, it's on the one hand, it is kind of cool because that means like if we don't own the copy of something, we don't have to like play it through, or like I don't want to do like pass through and all sorts. It's just like I play it on my computer.
Right.
So like it's nice, but at the same time, it's just like it's just another thing. It's just yet another thing.
Jeez. Apparently, it takes an immense amount of data. 1
Yeah.
day of Warzone and 1 terabyte of data was used. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's so much, dude. Like, even if you have like unlimited internet, it's still gonna like bottleneck you, right?
Right.
So your internet's just shit. Like you play Warzone for 1 day, and then like the rest of your month is just gonna be horrible.
Yeah. I guess like Sean said, the big benefit is for people who have low spec systems. So Jeff, might be something you want to look into. Just figure out the internet issue. No, I'm just kidding.
Fine internet. Internet's fine. I don't need Stadia. It's fine. I'll just rebuy Killing Floor. It's not a big deal.
Dude, yeah, I found it on G2A for like $5.
But
for Steam.
So.
I think it's interesting that this next one is about the haptic feedback, and I was talking about that earlier.
I know. Right?
Yeah. I'm ready to hit on this. Let me read through this, Lnarious, and then I want every single one of your opinions ever created about PS5.
Yep. All right, I got you.
Because you use it, and none of us have one. So.
I'm here.
Xbox survey asked players if they wish that the PS5 DualSense features were in the Series X controller haptic feedback. A survey sent to the owners of next-gen Xbox consoles is asking whether users would appreciate the features of the PS5's DualSense in their Series X or S controller. Is there a difference between the S or X controller?
I can't keep up with all these fucking letters, dude.
What? Hold up. How do we know which one we've got?
No. So there's the X or S for Xbox, right? So like they're asking, maybe that's just the wording of the article. I don't know. That's probably what it is. It's probably the same controller, if I had to guess. I might be dumb. Good chance.
The Xbox Series. Okay, I gotcha. We're good.
Yeah.
We're
so like
good.
the wording's just a little.
Yeah, I gotcha.
As reported by Tech Radar, the console experience survey asked owners whether they think the Xbox Series X feels next gen, and later asked whether they feel like they are missing out in peripherals department. I'm aware of features on PlayStation controllers that I wish were on the controller that came with this console. So basically what they're saying is like the game on Xbox, the game looks new, right? Like it looks next gen, but the way the controller operates doesn't feel next gen.
I think that's what they're asking, yeah.
This, of course, referring to the PlayStation 5's DualSense, which offers adaptive triggers for simulating resistance and provides precise haptic feedback with the goal of increasing immersion in games. By comparison, the Series X controller wasn't too much of a jump from the last generation, despite the addition of features like a dedicated share button and textured triggers. Microsoft's interest in these questions would suggest that they're at least thinking about upgrading the next-gen controllers in the future to line up with Sony's offering in the current generation. While that line of thought doesn't necessarily promise changes in the future, Xbox has a recent history of adding well-received features onto other console controllers to its own. The Xbox One controller adopted a 3.5 millimeter jack partway through the last generation, for example. We reviewed the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller at launch in November of 2020, scoring it a 9 and lauding its tactical feedback, and called it out as one of PS5's most impressive features in our overall PlayStation 5 review. We also covered the Xbox Series X controller just weeks before, scoring an 8 suck it. Don't say that. Calling it a positive evolution. And then they ask if you've recently gotten your hands on Xbox Series X or S, or they say, I'm sorry, if you've recently got your hands on one Xbox, check out our guide on things to do first. If you got a PS5 instead, we've got tips on the PS5's hidden features and settings, and a guide on how to best transfer data from PS4 to your new console as well. So basically, what I'm getting out of that is that Xbox is like, hey, we missed a step. Like,
Yeah.
PlayStation did something a little bit better.
I mean,
I look at it as, yeah, they may have done it that way, but I'm looking at this as them asking the community what their thoughts are and potential plans to implement input from the community, which I think is great.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. But it still feels like they're like, hey, like, I feel like I fucked up. Did I fuck up? Like, you tell me if I fucked up, right?
Yeah, yeah, like Sean says, PlayStation's typically, in our opinions, has typically done stuff better. Than Microsoft. They've always been somewhat of a step behind, but I like the fact that they talk to their community and they're asking them, hey, we didn't do this. What are your thoughts on us doing this? And I mean, if everyone's like, yeah, you fucked up, I'm sure they're gonna release a new controller.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for me, I was always a Nintendo kid, and then when I was a teenager, I wanted to play a little bit different games, but I thought the PS was too intimidating, so I went Xbox, and then I got really into that aspect of gaming. It's like, I want to do better, so I went to PS, and I'm just like, I can't go backwards now. But the controller it's a lot bigger than the PS4 controller, and it's also a lot heavier. It's definitely heavy.
I look at that. We're gonna actually tech review. I like that.
No.
It is. It's actually heavy. Oh snap! But the triggers are bigger. The buttons are a lot bigger than they have been. The resistance in the knobbies it's a little bit there's a little bit more resistance in it, so it feels nicer when you're trying to aim and stuff, which is better for when you're playing against mouse and keyboard people. And there's also a textual grip on the rubber now, so it's textured, so your fingers don't slip, because that was my problem. My finger would get sweaty and then it would slide all over the place.
Right.
And it was just really bad. And I also always had problems pressing the option buttons, because they were really hard to press on the PS4 controller. But they're raised perfectly, so it's really easy to press pause when you're in the middle of a boss battle, instead of having to smash the start button, and then you don't, and then you die.
Right. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've seen, just from the looks of it, all the buttons seem to be raised a little bit, and then there's that clear clear cover over what that button is, so it definitely helps with knowing what button you're hitting, right?
Yeah. I mean, I had gotten used to the color coding, to be honest. On the black ones, it was the blue and the pink and the whatever. Everything's just gray, black, and white here, but it looks really nice, and you get used to it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It looks really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think I know you're one of maybe two people I know that has it, and I can't think of the other person. So you're technically at this moment.
Joker has one, and
Joker, that's right. Yeah.
Mecha Yoda has one.
Oh, Yoda's got one?
Yeah,
I know that. Okay. So I know, so 3 people technically that have it. It's just, so what is that experience like when you're using the triggers? I just want to know what that first moment where you're oh, hey, I have this new controller, it does new shit. What happens? What was your mind thought and process and everything?
So the first time I really noticed it, I think, was when I was playing zombies, because I was shooting zombies and then I ran out of ammo, and I didn't know I ran out of ammo. It's I went to go pull the trigger to shoot, and it resisted me, and it was and I was wait, what's wrong? And I was oh, I don't have ammo. So that was actually really cool, because that's one of my biggest the things I struggle with the most is like staying reloaded in those kinds of games. So it's a really hard reminder that you don't have any ammo. It's not gonna happen.
Dude, I shoot two
And
bullets and then I reload.
I need to see. I
I'm
need to
always
do that.
reloading.
I need to do that.
Like
Yeah,
there's what was it? Destiny is like they had a modifier where like if you reload, you lose like the rest of your. It was one of those games, maybe the Division, something.
Division. It was a Division.
Yeah, and like if you reload before emptying your clip, you lose all those rounds.
Yep.
And
Oh.
I was always out of ammo. It was fucking bad.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we used pistols way more than we should have in that game.
Oh. Fema, yeah.
That's yeah, because I know whenever I play zombies, I'm always using Gallo, right? So it's just like do like reload, like because I know when I'm out, right? Like
Yeah. If I have a spare second, I always.
Just Laps ask, is the PS5 worth the purchase or PC?
Not right now.
PC.
No?
Not right now. It's not worth it right now. There's not enough there's just not enough games out for the PS5 for it to be worth it right now. I will say that it's all the like service on it, like for casting like TV shows and like Hulu and Netflix and those kinds of things, it's great. Like if you also want to use it for that, but it's really expensive to buy the PlayStation 5 for, a streaming stick. So I would just wait if it were me.
I vote PC.
I have a question. Can you 3 sign my Steam since you're all famous? Just mail it to me, dude. I got you.
You can save on my channel. I have a panel that I signed it. You can just steal that one.
Yeah.
I want to play Apex, so I think that should be on PS5. Yeah. I mean, like, I think most games as a service are getting like the free upgrade, right? So like, I know Destiny's getting the free upgrade.
Apex is free anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just downloaded it on Word.
She's
I
bad with words, too.
downloaded it on my PC.
Yep.
Apex, I don't feel like there's anything I could play that on to make me enjoy it. I struggle.
I know words.
I struggle.
I've never played a shooter game mouse and keyboard, so, but I think it'll be better. Like the experience will be better, and I'll be better at it if I can do it. It's just that learning curve of.
Download Aim Lab in Steam, and it helps you.
Yeah,
do
but
all
like
that.
everybody keeps getting shit about using it.
Yeah.
So I don't.
There's no console that gives you good aim, Jeff. I know. I can't.
Trust
There's
me,
nothing-
Lnarious. It's good.
Yeah,
Wow,
there's
we're
nothing that's gonna help me. I mean, Remnant's like it's fun. It's a fun little shooter, and I've been doing that on PC. So like,
Yeah.
I'm just as bad on PC as I am on console. So if you guys want to play games with me,
Don't tell people you're using Aim Lab. I had to do that at the beginning when I first transitioned the mouse and keyboard to kind of like get my bearings a little bit and kind of boost where my starting point was. So
Yeah.
it's been a long time since I've used it. Now that I'm actually pretty decent at it. All right, so we are going to take a quick break and get situated for our next segment.
yeah. And actually, if you guys are sticking around, we'd love to have you. If you can't make it for whatever case, natural disaster or whatever, because that's the only reason I could think of not to be for the retrospect.
Yep.
Lnarious, where can we find you?
Lnarious.
On
Literally
everything.
everywhere. I'm Lnarious everywhere. So it's twitch.tv/Lnarious. It's Instagram/Lnarious, Twitter/Lnarious, TikTok/Lnarious, everything. I'm just Lnarious. Everywhere. Everywhere.
All right, Nevin, where we at? Where can we find you?
Same thing, except Big Deadly Grin instead of Lnarious. TikTok.
No, he's Lnarious
Twitter.
too, guys.
Yeah, we're all
also
Lnarious.
Yep, we are all Lnarious.
We are
Yep.
Lnarious.
Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Yeah. I am the Hefe plays on everything, except for. Nope,
Discord.
that's it. Yeah, except for Discord. But I don't have my own personal Discord. But if you guys want to be part of a really awesome Discord, discord.gg/Team Tosca. Would love to have you. It's a really great community of up-and-coming streamers that support each other. So yeah, but with that all being said, this was an amazing episode. I had a really good time.
Yep.
You guys stay tuned. Make sure you hang out. We're going to have her right back on for the Rundown
I'm
retrospect. We get a little bit more in depth and a little bit more personalized with Miss Lnarious over here. So you're gonna find out a little bit of background on her. So we're really looking forward to it, and we hope to see you guys in just a few.
Bye, guys.
See you
Yeah.